Hi, my name is Nathan Combs. For me to understand skills, I need to break them down in my head in as much detail as I can. If I can understand the mechanics of a skill, I can take the guesswork out of teaching. This in turn helps me to teach skills much faster and with better body shapes. So welcome to Inside Gymnastics, Candlestick Position. Before we get to the candlestick, I want to take a moment to emphasize practicing correct handstands. Be sure to take the time to train them during your warm-ups, or strength time, or even during an event. Your gymnasts need to understand how to roll their hips under and flatten their backs. Here I have my gymnasts doing 1-minute handstands against the wall to work on body shapes and tightness. From the very beginning I would work the candlestick shape. Here's a drill I do with class kids just starting gymnastics. I like doing this for the little bit of strength they get out of it and to learn how to drive their heels down into another skill. You'll be surprised at how hard it is to get young gymnasts to understand this. Let's take a look at the correct body shape. Their toes should be together. Their bodies should be extended from their shoulders all the way up to their toes. Just like the handstands, stomach should be tight and hips are rolled underneath them to create that nice flat back. Do whatever drills you can think of to try to show this position. The candlestick plays a big role in back extension rolls. At first I teach straight arm, back tucks, and back pike rolls. This will get them started for the next step, which will take the most amount of patience. This skill is important to start them as young as you can. To get the back extension roll started, have them roll back like the rolls we just saw, but make sure they learn to hold that candlestick shape all the way through the skill. All you need to do is get them to be able to hold that hollow body candlestick and only move their arms. The back extension roll pushes to handside by using their arms only. Take this skill higher a little at a time until they hit handstand. If you allow them to push up early, you'll get that archy extension roll. These steps can take weeks, maybe even months to get. Be patient. This extension roll is important for many different skills. I think it's important for later skills that you teach them in tuck and pike extensions. Here are some drills emphasizing heel drive. I always teach forward rolls passing through candlestick shape, even with my beginner class kids. Here's a drill for beginning back tucks and layouts. This drill here is great for young kids doing front tuck step outs. Do whatever you can showing the many different ways to use the candlestick shape. The beginner class kids love doing these type of drills. Here's looking at the same position, just upside down. Nice push-up position. Now let's look how we can put all this together for a nice handstand forward roll. If you've been working good handstands, even with your class gymnasts, and working candle forward rolls, this skill can be done fairly easy. A nice controlled handstand falling into the candlestick shape. Just like the back extension roll, I would definitely teach straight arms. Here's a safe way for beginner class kids. I always go back and do a handstand flat back. If you stick with one and not the other, then sometimes you'll find they'll struggle falling flat after doing so many rolls, especially if you do them for vault. I would also be sure to use these skills on all events, not just floor. And here are some pre-teamers that are doing very well with them. I do a lot of trampoline work, so when I start front tucks, I start them on tumble track. You can use a regular trampoline or right on the floor, I just prefer the tumble track. I start by teaching beginner kids to push through their feet. You can see her push through her whole foot on every bounce. Have them bounce down the tumble track, keeping everything tight and only allowing them to move their ankles. Beginner kids like this one will struggle with this, especially since you don't have them using their knees. But this is the process of them learning. At the end, I let them use their knees, and I have them always finish with a forward roll candlestick. As they get more advanced, I have them start to miss their hands and bounce higher at the end. You can see she's still trying to use that nice candlestick shape. They'll get high enough that you can eventually put a mat in and have them roll up on top. Once that's easy enough, then pull the mat away and have them do it without the mat. I teach front pikes first, then I teach tucks second. This process for me is safe and helps them understand to pull their hips over their bodies to flip. The last step is front tucks on top of the high mat.